Hi there, my name is Jeff. Welcome to Pilates. We're going to start by bringing ourselves into a lying down posture. Lying on our back, just allow your hands to drop by your side and allow your feet to drop out to the side corners of the room. Be mindful of the neck. We bring the chin slightly towards the center of the chest. This releases the back of the neck and decompresses the jaw. Some of you at home may want to place a yoga block on the back of your head and neck to release any strain in the back of the neck musculature. From here, we're going to do a dynamic warm-up. Reaching the hands over the head, you'll notice your lower back starts to lift into the air, into an upside-down C configuration as we create a stretch into the abdominal wall and the front of the chest and shoulders, stretching into the top parts of the foot through the front of the shin. Then as we exhale the hands to the hips, we'll notice the lower back starts to press into the ground, and you feel the back of the hands grounding into the earth, starting to warm into the upper back muscles and the back shoulder girdle. This time, as we inhale the hands over the head, really focus on rolling the balls of the feet towards the earth as the heels slightly make their way towards the buttocks. Now you'll notice here you get that rounding of the lower back. If your shoulders feel fatigued, bring your hands back by the side anytime. Otherwise, hold here. We're going to engage what we call our 5 press points. When the 5 press points in the front are engaged to the 5 press points in the back, this helps to stabilize the pelvis to neutral and protects the lower back and engages the core. First press point, we place the pubic bone to the tailbone and the tailbone to the pubic bone. It's like the top of the body is pressing down and the bottom of the body is pressing up. As soon as we start to engage those press points, your lower back will start to move slightly towards the mat. You notice I'm still able to slide my hand underneath my lower spine, so my back is not imprinted. However, it's not as rounded or arched as prior. Second press point, I bring my lower abdomen to my lower back. So I'm just taking my thumb just on my lower abdomen, pressing it down into the base of my spine. And I can also think about the lower back pressing into the lower abdomen. Press point 3, we press the navel into the lower back space spine and the lower back into the navel space. We have 3 points in the top of the body pressing down into 3 points in the back of the body, and 3 points in the back of the body pressing up into 3 points in the front of the body. Beginners, stop here and keep holding those 3 press points. Those who are more intermediate to advanced, you can also engage your 4th press point. Center of the chest presses into the center of the back where you'd find the lady's bra strap. And 5th press point, upper chest, collarbones pressing into upper spine, just below the base of the neck. When the 5 points in the front press into the 5 points in the back, we find we maintain a neutral pelvis, even with the hands extended over the head and chest. So I'm still able to slide my fingers underneath my lower back. I'm not having an imprinted spine, but it's also not heavily arched or rounded. This is the neutral spine. Now, if we engage these 5 press points from the start of our practice to the end, we'll be getting a heavy workout, even if everything else is incorrect. We'll still be using the metabolism, increasing the metabolism, and strengthening the core musculature. So at any point we feel like we're not sure if the press points are properly engaged, we can extend our knees, extend our hands over the head, and make sure that back is not in an upside down C alignment. Otherwise, we can bring our knees 90 degrees over the hips, point the toes, roll the balls of the feet to the mat, and press the soles of the feet into the earth with the palms by the side. We can now begin with a modified beginner warm-up. Modified beginners, we're going to think about pressing the left elbow into the side of the left rib cage, and then rolling the outside of the elbow in. So we feel the outside of the elbow rolling inwards. This is going to strengthen the tricep on the left back arm, and it's also going to engage the back muscle as we dig the left palm and heel of the hand into the earth. From here, I'm going to squeeze my right buttocks so I feel the weight shifting into my right heel, or I can visualize pressing the weight into my right heel to squeeze my right buttocks, whatever works for you. From here, level 1, modified beginners, we're going to lift the left knee, keep the left knee bent, ensuring the left knee doesn't come too close to the head and chest. Just allow the left heel to move to the ground and then back up to the center. Moving it down, keep pressing the left hand into the earth, keep engaging the press points, making sure that that left thigh doesn't come too close to the head and chest. Think about exhaling on the exertion and inhaling on the lift. For those who are more beginner, we can extend the knee as we bring it down and then we bring it up, stopping at the level of the right kneecap, no higher. For those who are a little bit more advanced, you have the option of lifting the head and neck. Now, if the head and neck is lifted, it's important we roll the shoulders forward, tucking into a C spine. So the neck is in a C shape, and the chin is rolling slightly towards the chest. I should be able to fit my fists between my chin and chest, and my eyes constantly look between those inner thighs. Now I'm engaging the upper abdominal wall as well as the lower. And I'm engaging that lateral sling, the connection between the right buttocks and the left lat. And when I'm ready, I'm going to release and decompress. Allow the head to slowly soften down. Breathe. Moving to the other side. Imagine the right elbow rolling inwards towards the right side rib cage, pressing the right palm down into the earth. I'm going to squeeze my left buttocks. Level 1, I'm going to keep my right knee bent as I go. Exhale down and inhale up with the toe pointed, keeping my hip stable. Now, one thing I can sometimes do here, if it feels like I want to give myself a check, is I can place my left palm right here onto my left thigh bone to make sure my left knee is not moving side to side or forward and backward. Level 2, we extend that right kneecap as we go down, down, up, up. And of course, the advanced participants have the option of lifting the head and neck. Now, for those of you who really struggle with lifting the head and neck, you can either keep the head and neck down, place it on a yoga block for a little bit more intensity, or you can actually take your hand behind the head of the neck, place it between the shoulder blades, and just let the head rest on the back of the forearm. This actually helps to make the neck stay in a relaxed configuration, creating heat into the upper abdominal wall just below the sternum at the center of the chest. And when we're ready, we relax and we breathe. So that's a very gentle start for those who are just starting out with their Pilates exercise routine. Those who are more intermediate or advanced, we go faster pace and we go a little bit quicker. Today we're doing the more gentle variation. So from here, now that we're feeling a little bit warmer, we're going to once again squeeze that right butt cheek or push the weight into the right heel, lift the left leg. This time we're going to be doing circles with that foot. Now I like to take my right hand here on my right thigh to see if my knee is moving side to side, forward and back, or up and down, if my pelvic floor is stable. And I notice I'm keeping my left toe nice and bent and pointed away from the head and chest. Now, as I go through the circles, first one way, then I'm going to switch. I want to keep my hip as still as possible. Those who are more advanced have the option of lifting the head here. Again, being mindful of rolling the shoulders forward and tucking the chin into that C-scoop alignment. Notice here my left knee is never coming higher than my right knee. And when I'm ready, I can release that foot. And breathe. Those who are more intermediate and advanced would skip these 2 warm-up steps. From here, I'm going to extend the right knee, and I'm going to go through those small circles, pointing the toe. Now remember those several levels. The head can be down or up. Now I want to illustrate an important concept here. It's called the Pilates box. If I place my hands on my left thigh, if my left knee starts to move, I make my circle smaller. The range of motion of my body is not yet strong enough to handle a bigger circle while still isolating one leg and limb. So if this left limb starts to move, I make the circle smaller. I make my Pilates box smaller. The Pilates box is the maximum range of motion we can go through without moving other parts of the body. When ready, we're going to reverse the direction of that circle, finding the Pilates box that's right for you, head down or up. When ready, slowly release and ground. Take a moment here. Are we feeling tight in the hips or front thighs, on the pelvic floor? If we are, this suggests we're bringing our knees too close to our head and chest. So keep some space between the front of your thighs and your chest and armpits, maintaining that space to protect and stabilize the body. Now we're going to go into our Pilates warm-up. So, progression 1, we're going to keep our head and our feet on the mat with the tuck of the chin, palms by the side. Notice my fingers are pressed together. And I'm going to bring my hands by the side of my hip bones. I'm going to pump like I'm pumping molasses. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2. Warming my back and engaging my press points. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Level 2, legs up, 1 or 2. Exhale, 2, 3. Level 3, knees extend. Level 4, head up. Exhale, 2. Level 5, feet halfway down. Level 6, feet hovering 6 inches off the mat. Toes pointed, knees extended. And rest. Take a moment, observe the inside of the hips. Are they tight? If they are, we can do a few dynamic bridges here. Otherwise, we can just take a rest. This dynamic bridge, pressing the hips up and down, releases the front of the thigh muscles and relaxes the inside of the pelvic floor, bringing some gentle heat into the lower back. When ready, we're going to do 2 more rounds of the Pilates 100, but this time we can start with the palms up. Palms up opens the chest and engages different muscles of the upper back. Again, we have those levels, head down or up. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3. Level 2, legs up. Exhale, 2, 3. Level 3, knees straight. Exhale, 2, 3. Level 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Level 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eye gaze looks at the same constant point. Pubic bone, tailbone, lower abdomen, lower back, navel, spine. Hold the press points, especially navel to lower back, engaging the solar plexus. And release. Breathe. If we're feeling strain in the neck, that means we're improperly lifting the head, and it's best for you to keep your head grounded today. We're going to do 1 more round. If we need to, we can do that flush out here of the front of the thighs, releasing any strain to the lower back. Pressing both hips up as we clench the glutes together. Feel the sit bones drawing towards each other like 2 magnets, and then releasing down. If anyone needs a little bit of a deeper stretch to the front of the thighs here, just slide your heels just a little bit closer towards the hips for this bridge relaxation and restoration. When ready, extend the knees. Quick checkpoint. Are your press points engaged? Bring your hands over your head. If your back's in an upside down C, re-engage your press points. Knees over hips and place the soles of the feet down. This time, 5 palms down, 5 palms up. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Level 1, level 2, legs up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, level 2, legs straight. Option head up. Remember, the fingers are together and the eyes are looking at a constant space in front of us. If the neck starts to wander, we're going to strain the neck. Take the workout away from the abs and put it back into the neck musculature, which we want to avoid here in our particular exercise sequence. And breathe. Noticing here we've really generated heat into the metabolic machinery. It's like we're wearing an imaginary corset along our midsection. From here, because we're doing the beginner's Pilates sequence today, I'm going to give myself a little bit of a relaxation. I'm going to take my hands nice and wide, palms facing down in the earth. I'm going to drop my knees to the right as I look to the left side corner. Feel the release to the side of the glute, outer thigh, and lower back. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, allow the knees to drop to the left as I look to the right side corner. Allow my tongue to move to the roof of my mouth, decompressing my jaw, which allows my hip and lower back to release and soften. For those who want a little bit more of a vigorous practice today, we're going to slide the knees over our hips, drop our knees to one side as we look the other direction. Inhale to center, exhale to switch. Noticing how I'm always looking the opposite way my knees are moving, and if I feel my left shoulder starts to lift off the ground as I move to the right, I don't bring my legs quite so low. We only bring the legs as low as we can without the opposite shoulder blade lifting off the mat. If anyone wants to go a little further, we have the option of bringing those knees into an extended alignment as we go side, center, side. Be careful of the lower back here. If it's starting to feel strained, please go back to the dent knee position. Warming through the core, warming through the side of the abdominal wall and obliques, but at the same time being mindful of protecting and respecting our lower back and spine. When ready, relax. We have several ways to come up here. Beginner modified participants will simply roll the knee to the side and bring themselves up. If anyone's more intermediate or advanced, we can wrap our hands around the back of our thighs and come up with a rolling like a ball action. From here, we're going to slide our heels exactly 90 degrees over our hips, place the soles of the feet in the ground. Now notice here the balls of my feet are rolling into the mat and I'm spreading my toes as wide as possible. If I want to make this advance, I slide my kneecaps together. Neutral is more the beginner/intermediate level. If you really struggle with lower back pain, invite yourself to bring your legs a little wider. This will decompress your lower back and take away some of the intensity of the next progression. I'm going to start by rolling my shoulders forward, tucking my chin a little bit so my neck is decompressed and I'm feeling slight heat through my upper abdominal wall. I'm going to come halfway down, eyes looking between the window of the inner thighs, and then slowly coming up. The tempo here is 2 down, 1, 2, 1, 2, up. Exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. Now moving from beginner to intermediate is quite a challenge. Intermediate, we go all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we come up super slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Noticing as I go down and up, I'm keeping my shoulders rolled forward into the C-scoop alignment. And at the back, my neck doesn't quite touch the ground because I'm keeping that C-scoop here. If you're starting to feel strain in the tops of your foot as you do the Pilates roll up, you can think about plating some blocks or towels behind your feet so they're slightly elevated, or you can extend your knees a little bit for anyone who has tightness through the tops of the foot. However, to really challenge yourself, it's better to keep your feet down and go halfway down and up than it is to extend your feet and go all the way down and up. So it's better to stay at the roll down today if your feet are starting to roll up off of the mat. So we can stay here for today. Or we can keep those toes rolled down. For those who are more advanced, we bring the hands over the head. This is quite tricky. Notice how my elbows are rolled into the sides of my temples. As I come up, I keep the elbows pressed into the side of my temples. Observe what not to do. This is incorrect. Bringing the hands in front of the ears and pushing down to come up. That's a cheat using your upper back muscles. Notice here I keep my elbows tucked in. They're not drifting away from the side of my temples as I rise. And reset. Wonderful. Notice how I exhale as I come up with that one. From here, take a deep breath. We're going to go into a spinal stretch. Progression 1, keep the knees bent. If you find this is too much, bring your legs a little wider. Roll the shoulders, tuck the chin. Inhale to lift. Now some of you at home are not able to roll your shoulders and tuck your chin because of spinal issues. Modification here is very simple. All we do is we engage our 5 press points, engage the press points, lean back, and then lift back up. Engage the press points, lean back, and then lift up. We go back to the roll down. Otherwise, we go into the upper ab activation and contraction. Modified beginner spinal flexion. For those who want a little bit more, we extend the knees forward, we keep the hands on the thighs, we roll the balls of the feet to the ground as the shoulders roll forward and we tuck the chin. And then we slowly rise up. For those who are more advanced, we extend the fingers forward. We're going to roll the shoulders, tuck the chin, allow the hands to reach to the tops of the toes, and then slowly rise and roll up. 2 more repetitions. Breathe 4 down, 4 counts up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, we're going to go into a very gentle movement here. We can have the feet cross-legged or bent, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Exhaling through cat, roll the shoulders, tuck the chin. Inhale, push the abdomen forward, away from the lower spine. Look forward or up, opening the throat. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. For those who are a little bit more advanced, keeping ourselves in Pilates neutral 90-degree action at the hips and knees. We bring the feet off the mat. We keep the thighs away from the front of the chest and sternum. Pointing the toes, we drop down. And you notice I'm keeping the C-scoop of my neck here. And as I come up, my thigh is not moving to my head and chest. Those who are more beginners, we're going to go further back and use momentum to bring ourselves up. Those who are advanced, we put about 1/3 of the back on the mat. 1, 2, 3, and then we come up. Slow and steady, trying not to let the feet touch down. 1/3 of the spine. Slowly up. 1, 2, 3. Using muscle instead of momentum. Remember, we can always modify back to cat-cow. And if anyone wants a little bit of a stretch, we can go into cat. Look under the armpit. This is called lateral cat. Come back to the center. Then push through cow. This is a beginner level. Round or modified beginner. Whatever level you're at, we're going to do 2 more repetitions. Try not to let those front thighs move to the armpits. Keep the space between the front thigh and the chest. Quick tip here, if you're feeling your hips are tightening as you do your Pilates sequence, that's an indication you're bringing your knees too close to your chest and working your legs instead of your lower abdominal wall and pelvic floor. We're going to bring ourselves back down. We have 2 more supine positions in our beginner modified class today. So this is a class for more beginners or modified beginners to slightly intermediates. We're going to start by bringing our left knee to our head and chest. Observe I have my left hand on the outside of my left kneecap, just below the kneecap. And my right hand comes to the inside of my left ankle. Outside hand to outside knee, inside hand to inside ankle. Level 1 I hold here. 1, 2, 3, switch. Inside, inside, outside, outside. Left just in the inside, right on the outside. 1, 2, 3. Level 2, as I switch, I have my other leg extended in the air. 1, 2, 3, and switch. 1, 2, 3, and switch. More advanced participants, let that opposite leg hover. 1, 2, 3, switch. Just above the mat. And if you want, you have the option of rolling the shoulders forward and lifting the head. Sliding the knee as close as you can towards the armpit. This is going to decompress the lower back. This is great for anyone who have a herniated disc. My shoulders are rolled forward and my chin is tucked. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. Exhale, 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 inhale. One more each side. Pulse, 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 switch. Breathe. Checkpoint. Are your press points engaged? Hands over the head. Are you able to feel a upside down C under your back? Or are you just able to slide your fingers underneath the base of your spine by engaging your 5 press points? Pubic bone, tailbone, lower abdomen, lower back, navel, spine, mid-chest, mid-upper back, upper chest, upper back. Another pro tip, you can imagine both of your hips rolling inward like 2 magnets and zipping up to the center of your sternum like a suction cup. Last exercise in our supine modified beginner series, left leg in the air. Now take a look at my left knee. If I wrap my hands around the back of my thigh, my left knee may start to bend. I need to create some separation here so I can extend that left knee. If the left knee starts to bend, I need to bring my fingers further apart or hold on the outside of the limb. If I'm able to interlace my fingers while maintaining the extended knee, I may do so with that pointed toe. The key here is maintain the extension of the knee to stretch the hamstring body. Level 1, exhale, 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 inhale, switch. Exhale, 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 inhale, switch. Level 2, the other leg is lifted off the ground in a bent position. Switch. Exhale, 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 switch. Exhale, 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 switch. Level 3, the opposite leg is straight, hovering. Exhale, 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 switch. Exhale, 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 switch. Level 4, head up. Exhale, 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 switch. Advanced for flexibility, level 5, hands just above the ankle. Exhale, switch. Keeping that knee extended. If the knee starts to bend, bring the hands lower. Listen to your body. If we allow that knee to bend, we're not going to create that extension through the back thigh. We need to find the increase in our flexibility as much as increase the strength of our core. Pilates is not just core strengthening, it's also flexibility improvement and muscle decompression. A total mind-body workout. Last time through, and relax. We're moving now into our wonderful leg series. I'm going to be very short here today because this is a modified beginner series. Bringing my knees forward, I'm going to flex my feet, which means I'm going to curl both of my toes to the front of my shin. Very gentle sequence here. Allow my head to relax. I can either look forward or I can place my head on my hand here. Make sure you're not looking at your knees because you'll arch your neck. So I'm going to tuck my chin a little bit. Level 1, I'm just going to take this top leg, extend it out in a flex position. 1, 2, 1, 2. Level 2, slide the left knee back. Our body's in one straight line. Make sure as you do this, your shoulders are not rolling forward and back. Good. We'll do 6, 5, stabilizing the hip, engage the press points. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to take it up and I'm going to pulse. 8, 7, 6, stability and strength. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling on to our tummies. Remember, just doing the gentler version to that. Level 1, we're going to keep our chin in the center of our palms, palms facing down, elbows spread. Observe, I spread my legs wide to protect my lower back and squeeze my glutes. Lift my head up and down, up and down. Level 2, right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. We're just going to do 6, 5, 4, 3. Eye gaze looks straight to the ground. Engage the press point so the lower abdomen does not touch the mat. Then I roll over to the other side. So I'm going to turn my head for you just for a moment. Notice I keep my back straight, flex the feet, option bottom knee bent, or level 2 straight. We do 8, 7, 6, stabilize up here, 5, notice I'm not rolling forward or back with my upper shoulder, 3, engage the hip bones together, squeeze to the glutes, and then we go, pulse, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly recline back. Breathe. And that is our 30-minute modified beginner sequence. Very slow, progressive. Next video will take you to the intermediate level.